right, here we go. Look at that, I'm even a minute early today. I feel like that never happens. All right. Hello, good morning. Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. Hello. Hello. Hello, hi. Hello, Christy Ray. Hello, good morning. Hello on Instagram. Hello. All right. I'll give everyone another minute to hop in before I start, just because I actually did start like technically a minute early, which never happens. Usually I'm like 2 or 3 minutes late. Hello, hello. Thank you, Simona. Thank you. I've had my hair black for a long time. I've had my extensions out for a few months now, but from when I had my extensions, it just because the way that like the extension hair like sandwiched my natural hair, it was able to like grow a lot longer than it ever would before. So like this is all like my own hair, but this is like almost the longest it's ever been. And I actually had time to straighten it this morning, so that just makes it look even longer. But thank you, thank you. Hello, Wendy. Good morning. Good morning, Cheryl. Hello. All right, we're at 11:01. I think that is enough time to let everyone hop in, so I might as well get started. So good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle. I am the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a 3X top and bottom. I'm typically an 18 to 20W in Judy Blue jeans, more frequently an 18 these days. Outside of Judy Blue, I'm typically a 20 to 22, depending on the brand and the style, etc. for numerically. And then for height reference, I am 6'1". I am very tall, so things, especially jeans, tend to look a little bit shorter on me compared to someone like Christine or Carrie, so I will kind of like talk about length and stuff when it is applicable. So with that, we might as well get started with today's daily drop. So the first few things that I'm going to be trying on are all going to be launching today at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So let's start with this top, which I think honestly is one of my favorite pieces this whole week. I love a good like off the shoulder moment. I'll brush my hair out of the way so that we can really see it. So this one is the Leah ruffle sleeve floral top in black. This one's gonna be retailing for $46 and it is available in sizes small through 3X. For this one, everybody took their typical size, so Christine is in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X large, and I am in the 3X large for this one. The material is just your kind of like typical jersey knit fabric that you would expect for a t-shirt. It's maybe a little bit on the softer and flowier side as opposed to the more structured side. I'm pretty sure this is a poly spandex blend, which is exactly what you would expect for a top like this. So I have the shoulders on this one pulled like down-ish, but not all the way down, but this one does have really nice elastic on the shoulder, and it's not like really aggressive elastic. It's almost like this double band here, and of course I have the little clear straps that I hate. I always get rid of these as soon as I buy anything, but I will not do that because this is not mine yet. But thank you, Karen, that's so sweet. You can see there's like this double layer that kind of has the elastic in here. So it is a really nice grippy elastic without it being like really aggressive. Like it's not just a piece of raw elastic against your arm. So if you wanted to pull this one up and actually have it be just like a more square necked flutter sleeve blouse, that is absolutely an option. But we can also, I mean, dealing with straps just while I'm showing this off is going to be inconvenient. If I were planning to wear this completely off the shoulder, I would choose a bra that didn't have straps, but that is not what I had today. But just to kind of like show the difference, you can wear the sleeve all the way up like this, or you can pull, if my strap wants to cooperate, there we go, or you can pull it all the way down and have it be like a completely off the shoulder moment. When I started wearing it, I kind of had it like in between where it was off the immediate part of the shoulder, but it wasn't like all the way down. But I think I do really like the way it looks when it is like fully off the shoulder as well. And like I said, because it has that kind of like double band of elastic without it being just like one skinny little raw elastic, it feels like it's going to stay there really nicely. It's not going to be slipping up and down constantly, but it's also not going to dig into your shoulder and leave that little like red mark, which is really nice. I'll have to double check on the tag, Lindsay, but I think this one is Haptics brand, but I will, if I look down here, is it going to tell me? It is not, but I'm 90% sure it's Haptics. Actually, if I look around, I might be able to see the tag from here. No, I cannot, but I'll tell you as soon as I change out of it, but I'm 99% sure. Actually, it should be on Melissa's rack, and I can check it there. No, it is not on Melissa's rack yet, but actually, let me just check in the mirror real quick. This one is, yeah, Haptics is the brand. Although based off the way that the polyspandex feels, it does remind me a lot of the softer Chris and Carol like t-shirt material. So I get, like, I honestly could see this being Chris and Carol, but it is Haptics. Yeah. So again, this is the Leah ruffle sleeve floral top in black. I do like how versatile the sleeves are because you can have it fully up as a sleeve or fully off a shoulder or somewhere in between, which is awesome. Again, this one's going to be retailing for $46, and this one does fit everybody true to size for this one. And then we also have these Judy Blue jeans that I will mention here. So these ones are the Judy Blue mid-rise dark wash thermal boot cut longs, aka the Braidens. That means I was wondering, because for boot cuts, these ones are, I mean, they're still not touching the floor on me because I'm super tall, but they seemed a little bit longer than usual, so that makes sense that these ones are longs. So these are also known as the Braidens. So these ones are available in the full Judy size range of 0 through 15, and then 14W through 24W for the plus sizes. And these ones fit everyone. It's one of those situations where it seems like the plus sizes fit true to size for Judy sizing, whereas the straight sizes are a little bit on the snugger side. So Christine's true size in Judy's is a 3 and she opted for the 5. Carrie's true size in Judy is a 9 and she opted for the 11. And then Melissa's true size is a 14 and she kept the 14. And then I'm between an 18 and a W, and I still kept my 18 in these ones. So I think it is one of those situations, which happens just because one thing I appreciate about Judy is that they don't just take the same jean and like scale it up like tit for tat for plus size. They do change the shape of the pattern slightly, which is good. That's how most plus size brands should, because a plus size body tends to have curves and things in slightly different places on the body. So that is good. So that is something that both Melissa and I seem to have found with this one, is that we both took our true sizes, whereas both Carrie and Christine did size up for this one, which is good to know. So with this one's being long, I don't have the inside in front of me. I think they had it on Monday Night Live yesterday. I'm gonna guess these are a 32. They are pretty long. As you can see for me, they're still not long enough to touch the floor, but once again, I'm 6'1", I'm very tall. I typically wear like a 34 to 35 inch inseam in jeans for them to be like a true, like just touching the ground at jean length on me. It is very uncommon for me to find jeans that are long enough without having to special order them online. So with that being said, I would say 32 or even 33 for these ones because they're pretty close. They're actually touching almost the top of my foot, but they're not quite on the floor for me. But for most folks, these are definitely going to be long enough. And I would definitely call this like a true boot cut jean, where they're definitely a little bit more of a flare in the calf, but they're still fairly fitted in the thigh and the upper leg area. But they're not like a full like wide cut or a straight cut. There is definitely a bit of a in and then an out, but not enough to be a flare. So these are definitely what I would consider like a tried and true classic boot cut for these. These ones are the Braidens, Amy. They are the Dark Wash Thermal Boot Cut Longs. So with thermal, this was confirmed. I was never quite sure, but it has been confirmed that the thermal denim are like warmer. It's something about the way that the fabric is made that they are more insulated and a little bit thicker, and they are warmer than a typical denim, which is great for Canadian winters. These are, I saw someone on the Insider group say that they are like the best like hockey rink jeans, especially if you are a hockey mom or a hockey grandma and you like to go and cheer on your kids or cheer on your grandkids and you spend a lot of time at the rink. I've been told that these are the best for that because they are still super cute and fashionable, but they are just a little bit warmer than your typical jeans, so you don't have to wear like sweatpants or something to stay warm. Like you can still wear something more dressed up and classy like a jean and stay warm at the rink. Haven't tested that theory myself. I haven't been in a hockey rink in probably like oh no, that's not true. I did actually go to a hockey rink before Christmas to watch one of my coworkers play a shinny game, but it's not really counting because it was at the River Cree, and there's that like one of the restaurants in the casino area actually has a window like facing out of the rink, so I didn't have to go out into the rink to watch. I got to watch from in the restaurant, so I don't know if that counts. But anyways, these are the thermals. And then in terms of the denim itself, these ones are a very like classic staple type of denim. There's very, very faint whiskering on the upper thigh pocket area here, and like the slightest little bit of fading on the wash on the upper thigh portion, but there's no physical distressing. And then if I turn around to the back, I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it on camera, but there is kind of that like Western style stitching on the pockets here. But again, in terms of like washing or distressing or like physical distressing, there's not a lot. It's kind of just a classic dark denim boot cut jean, the kind of jean that is like classic through all time for these ones. Thank you, Michelle. I also adore this top. This is very, very likely coming home with me. I think it's so gorgeous. I love the colors. Thank you so much. Right, Amy? I really like these jeans too. I also like that they're longer. Like I said, they're not quite long enough for me, but they're getting very, very close. I'm still on the hunt for a boot cut jean that is like, because I feel like with boot cuts, they need to be long enough. Otherwise, it kind of defeats the purpose of like the way they're supposed to look with boots. But anyways, I digress. These are going to be incredible for a lot of people. And like I said, especially for being in Canada where it is cold, a lot of the times having a pair of jeans that you can even like wear just to like, you know, if you need to like hop out and shovel and then run some errands and it's cold out, but you don't want to like have to like go out in your like big heavy snow shoveling gear. You just want to be able to like quickly shovel it and then like go to and get your groceries or whatever. These are going to be great. So again, these are the Bradens, aka the Judy Blue Mid-Rise Dark Wash Thermal Boot Cut Longs. That is quite the spiel. These ones are going to be retailing for $103, sizes 0 through 15 for the straight sizes, and then 14W to 24W for the plus sizes. For these ones, we found for the straight sizes, the regular, so Christine and Carrie both opted to size up from their typical Judy Blue size, whereas Melissa and I were both able to stick with our regular Judy Blue size. All right, I have two more tops that are going to be launching today, so I will go put another one on and be right back. I can definitely tell after a while that these are the thermal jeans, and I always like feel like I'm crazy because I'll put them on and I'll keep wearing them while trying on different tops for photos and for the lives. I'm like, is it just me or is it getting really warm in here? And then I realize, oh no, it's just the jeans doing their job because they're meant to be warmer than a normal denim, and they are, which is great. That's the whole point. All right, so this is the next top on the docket. I was shocked to find out that this is not POL brand because this just like, it screams the very like shabby chic, very like flowy boho vibe that POL gives off, and just like the oversized fit and the like the raw hem and everything. I thought for sure this was POL, but it's actually not. I think this is another one that is the Haptics brand, which surprised me, but I mean, I'm not complaining. So this one is the Crimson Cascade Shark Bite button-down top in plaid, burgundy, and taupe. This one's going to be retailing for $89, and it is available in sizes small through 3X. So that was the first giveaway that this one was not POL, but is the size range. But I think that it just means we're going to get a little bit more like discretion in between the sizes for this one. Oh, so the jeans that I'm wearing, Amy, these ones don't drop until 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time today. So if you, I'm not sure where you're at, if you're in Alberta, at 1 p.m. they'll be launching on the website. So if you check back later today, then you'll be able to grab them, Amy. But they're not live until 1 p.m. today for these ones. But that is a great question. I understand if you go on the website, you're probably like, oh, where did they go? But at 1 p.m., then they'll be available. So you're just a little bit early, but another well, technically less, just under 2 hours, they'll be live on the website. So that is a great question. Right, isn't this gorgeous, Wendy? I love this one too. So this one's gonna be retailing for $89, sizes small through 3X for this one. We all took our typical size for this one, but it obviously has like a pretty flowy, relaxed fit. So if you didn't want it to be quite so flowy and oversized, you could size down, but we still all opted for our typical sizes. So Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa opted for the 1X, and then of course I am in the 3X for this one. I love how, I mean, I've said this a few times, but like loose and flowy it is, and it's definitely like when I consider like the shark bite, this is like exactly what I think, because it is very long on the sides. It's got this kind of like flowiness in the front, and because of the way it falls, it's got that like kind of handkerchief hem, and it just looks like very dramatic. And then we have the same thing in the back. I find a lot of the times with the shark bites, they have it where it's in the front, but then in the back it's all long. I like that this one is long on the sides, but does come up in the back as well. It is slightly higher in the front, which I think does make sense for a top like this to be a little bit lower in the back, just for a bit more coverage, but it still does that same shark bite like lower on the sides in the back, which I really like. I like that it's not just all the way straight across the back. I do think it makes the top have a bit more like swoosh and movement and fun things like that. Personally, I would probably style this with something that wasn't quite as heavy on the bottom, so either a lighter jean or something that wasn't as boot cut. I'd probably go with like a slim or a straight cut jean, just so that, because this does have a lot of visual weight between the pattern and the like flowiness, I'd probably pair it with something a little bit less like contrasty on the bottom, but still super adorable. I think this would be gorgeous with leggings or with like a gray skinny jean. I just think chef's kiss. I think it would be so cute. I also think this would be really fun if you wanted to like, I love Halloween. I know it's like forever from now, but I could see this making the most adorable like scarecrow Halloween costume if you wanted to do like a closet costume. If you paired it with some like really cute jeans and did like the cute scarecrow makeup, like you would still be adorable. But also like, I love doing like costumes and cosplays out of my closet. I think it's so fun. So anyways, this is the Crimson Cascade Shark Bite button down top in plaid, burgundy, and taupe. This one is going to be retailing for $89, sizes small through 3X, and we all opted for our regular size to get that like intended oversized fit. All right, and then I have one more sweater that's launching, and all of the pieces, again, that I've tried on so far are going to be available today at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I almost said daylight, and it's been a couple months now. Like, why is that where my brain is going? Okay. I'm not sure if it's windy everywhere in Alberta today, but oh my God, it is so windy here. It's not quite as bad as it was a couple days ago on, what was that, Thursday or Friday when we had those like snow squall storms. Those were awful, but it's not quite that windy, but it's still like, I think it's Chinooking because at least it's a warm wind, but I do not like wind. Like driving here this morning, I have to drive around on the Henday, and the wind was definitely like pushing me around quite a lot. Okay, so here, this sweater is our last piece for today's Daily Drop launch. So this one is the Nina striped sweater in white and green. This one's gonna be retailing for $64. And this one, interestingly enough, we got 2 separate shipments, and we don't have the regular sizes in yet, but we do have the plus. So instead of waiting for all of them to come in, we decided that we would launch the plus first, and then we will launch the straight sizes when they come in another time. Oh, you absolutely could wear it open too. All the buttons on that, that's a good point. Thank you for pointing that out, Reen, is that all of the buttons on that top I just had on are fully functioning, so you could absolutely wear it open. And I think it would be super adorable over a cute like acid wash t-shirt or something like that. I think it'd be adorable. Hello, Carolyn. Hello, hello. All right, so again, this is the Nina striped sweater. So we do have sizes 1X, 2X, and 3X in stock currently, and the small, medium, and large will be coming soon. We just didn't get them in a shipment altogether, but instead of holding on to them all, we decided to go ahead and launch the plus ones while we had them. So for this one, Melissa and I both wear our typical sizes. So Melissa is in the 1X and I am in the 3X. For this one, it is 100% acrylic, which is logical for a knit sweater like this one. I love the color of the stripes. I love that it's not quite a Christmas green. It's more of like a St. Patrick's green. I don't know how to explain it, but it's almost more of like a yellow-based green, if that makes sense. Not quite a Kelly green, but getting pretty close. So this one, I think more like St. Patrick's green or more of like an Irish green than I do a Christmas green for this one. And then the sweater itself, I would say is like a true white. I wouldn't call it a cream or a bone or anything like that. I would say this is like a true white sweater with the green stripes, which I really like. Over the wine-colored bodysuit, oh, that makes total sense, Reed. I mean, of course the bodysuits don't come in plus, so I wouldn't be able to style that, but I think that, yeah, over like something wine-colored that is like contoured like that would be gorgeous. Isn't it cute, Stacy? So it is a little bit on the relaxed fit, but it's not like a super slouchy oversized sweater. I do like that it has the drop shoulder. That is something I'm always a fan of in like sweatshirts, sweaters, t-shirts, really anything. I love a good drop shoulder. I find because I have such broad shoulders, it just kind of helps like visually drop the shoulder for me a little bit. And then I love that we have this kind of like hanginess that makes it so the stripes kind of like bend and contour with your body. I think it's just a really flattering look. I do like that the stripes line up on the sides. I know that's something that bothers a lot of people, myself included, when the stripes don't match on the sides, but this one does. And then when I turn to the side, we can also see that the sweater is quite a bit longer in the back than it is in the front, so you're going to get some nice booty coverage. It would be really cute with leggings. A lot of people would be able to wear this almost like tunic style because you're going to get enough coverage. It doesn't quite cover my butt 100%, but again, I'm 6'1". I'm also like equally tall. I'm not all torso or all leg. I'm just kind of over average tall everywhere. But because of the length there, it's like very close for me. I also like that it's, instead of just kind of being like a swoop, I like that it has this slit to separate it. I think it's gonna help the sweater move really naturally, and it's just, like, I like all the angles, especially because it is like a striped sweater. I like having some more like angles and stuff there too. I think it just like works all over. Oh, absolutely, Stacy. This would be adorable for St. Patrick's Day, especially if you work in like an office or something like that where you want to dress up, but it's, you know, you're not wearing like a leprechaun costume. It's like, just wear something a little green, but you still also have to like deal with customers or something, and so you can't go over the top. This would be a fantastic option. And it's also not so overtly green and white for St. Patty's that you'd be able to wear this whenever, and it's not going to be like, why are you wearing a St. Patrick's Day sweater? Like, it's not like that, but on St. Patrick's Day, it'd be like, oh, that's a really cute green sweater. So totally agree. All right, once again, this is the Nina striped sweater in white and green. $64 for this one. Like I mentioned earlier, the small, medium, and large will be coming soon. We got the plus and the regular in separate shipments, and we don't have the regular ones yet. So the 1X, 2X, and 3X will be launching today at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So if you are plus sized like me, you are lucky and you can grab this one first, and it is friggin' adorable. Also a really nice weight sweater. Like, I've been wearing this one for quite a while I've been yapping here, and I'm not like hot wearing it, but it's also not like wearing nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a good like medium weight sweater where it's going to be warmer than like a t-shirt or just a jersey knit long sleeve, but you're not going to like be melting and dying in it, which is great, because I do find with some of my favorite sweaters, it's like it has to be like minus 30 outside for me to wear them, and I can never wear them to work because in the office I'll just like get too hot. This one, I don't think that would be a problem at all. Okay, sweet. So to summarize, so far we've got the 3 tops and these jeans. They're all going to be launching today at 1 p.m. All right, I'm double checking if we have an evening launch. We have some Hilberg that's going to be launching tonight. I don't have that to show off. I think there will be a separate live. I think Christine will be showing them off in her luncheon style that she does. So I don't have that. So we will move on to Wednesday, which is the 22nd. Let's see if I've got anything. I have the cardigan, I believe. Is that it for Wednesday? Yes, so I have one piece from the Wednesday daily drop that comes in plus. It is a cardigan that like layers, so I'm gonna grab a tank from, I think it's probably on Thursday or Friday that the tank's launching. And actually it's a lot of cardigans throughout the week, so I'm probably just gonna keep that tank on for quite a while, just to kind of like try on all the things. And then when we actually get to the day where that tank is, I will cover it then. So first I will put that on and the cardigan for Wednesday, and then I will be back in a jiff. I feel like I don't hear people say that very often anymore. I remember like back in a jiffy, was it the 90s when people used to say that more? I'm not sure exactly when it was. But I feel like I used to hear people say like back in a jiff or back in a jiffy like all the time, and I feel like I never hear it anymore. Something I've always been fascinated by is like the evolution of language and slang, and like when things are popular and common to hear and when they're not, and how you can like kind of date yourself based off the slang you use, and just like people that keep up with trends. I have a coworker who's my age, very close to my age, who started recently, and he uses a lot of like lingo and slang that I used like 10-ish years ago, like when I was in graduating university and stuff. It was a lot of the things I would say back then, but I'm pretty like, I use a lot of social media like TikTok and stuff that's like for like Gen Z and younger generations, so I'm pretty up to date on like younger lingo, and my language has kind of evolved to reflect that. And so it's really interesting for me to hear someone who still uses like more like millennial language when I don't use it as much, and I'm like, oh yeah, people used to say cool beans all the time and I don't say that anymore. It's just something I was thinking about the other day, so it's interesting. I just reminded myself of it. Good morning, Linda. Hello. That's okay, Linda. You missed we're just starting on Wednesday. You missed Tuesday, but other than that, you haven't missed anything else other than the Tuesday daily drop. So at least if you're going to go back and watch the replay, you know that you've only missed one full day. So that helps. All right, so this cardigan here that I'm wearing, this one is going to be launching tomorrow in the daily drop at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Standard cardigan. I started like reading a message. Right, Brenda, this one's adorable. This one is the Florence Floral cardigan in ivory and pink. This one's gonna be launching tomorrow at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's what I meant to say. $92 for this one, and it comes in sizes small through 3X, and we all wear our typical size for this one. So of course that means Christine's in the small, Carrie's in the medium, Melissa's in the 1X, and I am in the 3X. This one is a polyester acrylic blend for the yarn that it's made out of. I'll get up close so that we can see the adorable print. We've got these kind of like vine-like flowers and these little ones. I think these are tulips, and we've got more of these vines. This would be a great like Easter sweater, because I always associate tulips with Easter because these are so like tulipy. Again though, like just an adorable sweater, perfect for spring, but it's not like so because it's like, oh, it's covered in tulips, it's meant to be for Easter. I think it's just like, it could be, but also it's just adorable. If you follow our socials, Rachel made the cutest, it was like cute awkward family photos, and it was her and Cassie doing like adorable silly awkward family photo poses, and they were both in this cardigan, and it was so cute. So if you haven't seen that, I think we posted it on both Facebook and Instagram, and it's adorable. So I've been excited to see this cardigan ever since I saw that. So it is this really gorgeous like minty sage color and this like rosy pink, and then the background on this one I would definitely describe as like ivory, opposed to the green and white sweater from earlier. This one is definitely not white background. I would very much describe this as an ivory, and you can really tell in the cuffs and the edge on the band here. It's a little bit more, I don't know if sheer is the right word, but it is just kind of blended with the other colors, so it looks a little bit less yellowy on the background, but right on the like ribbed areas and the thicker areas, it definitely has a yellow undertone to it. So I would definitely describe it as a ivory cream kind of color for this one. Not quite like a butter yellow, but it's definitely very yellow undertone for this one. In terms of the fit of the cardigan, I would describe it as like very true to size. It's not like slim fitted, but it's not like a flowy relaxed fit. I won't, just because my I just got my nails done, so they're still kind of sharp on the edges, and I don't want to like mess with the buttonholes and end up putting a snag in the cardigan, so I'm not gonna do that. But if I line it up here, you can see like it very easily like buttons up, and it's not gonna like pull apart or anything, but it leaves it, I still have a little bit of room kind of around my waist and stuff, but around the hips, like there's not a lot of extra room to play with if I were to do that. So it is like more fitted, but it's not like fitted. It's just not as flowy and relaxed as we've seen a lot of other cardigans recently. So still friggin' adorable. I love this one. So again, this is the Florence Floral Cardigan in ivory and pink. $92 for this one, and again, this one's available in sizes small through 3X, true to size for all of us in this cardigan. So again, that was the only piece from the Wednesday daily drop that came in plus. Double checking if we've got a Dex launch in the evening. We do not, but we do have some really cute sneakers launching. They will get their own dedicated live. I don't have them here, but our Wednesday evening launch is going to be some really cute, the Deer Dash sneakers. All right, let's move on to Thursday. Okay, I have the tank I'm wearing is Thursday, and I have another cardigan that is for Thursday. So I will switch into the cardigan and I can talk about that, and then I can talk about the tank as well. Oh, that makes sense. So this one is Haptics branded as well. Sorry, before I switch away from this cardigan, while I was explaining how the background is a little bit less yellowy, if you look at the inside of the cardigan, you can see that all of the pink and green for the flowers is kind of mixed in with the white for the inside lining. And so when you flip it around, that explains why it's a little bit more neutral looking and not quite as like yellowy ivory. But then the cuffs and the edge itself don't have that mix, which is why they look so much more yellow than the base of the cardigan, which makes a ton of sense. So I just wanted to quickly show that because I didn't realize that till I was putting it on the hanger and was like, hey, wait a minute. Okay. So we'll start with this cardigan. This one is from Shirley and Stone. We do love Shirley here, and I know most of you guys do as well. Okay. So this one here, this is the Shirley Lily cardigan in the shade pink. This one's gonna be available in sizes small through 3X. And we say true to size for this one. Everyone wears their typical. So Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium. Melissa wears the extra large, and I am in the 3X. So this one, it is an extra large, not a 1X. Sometimes Shirley has an extra large and a 1X. Sometimes they don't, I believe. So in this case, there is no 1X. It is extra large, then 2X and 3X. So we all wear our typical sizes. Melissa in the extra large, and then I am in the 3X. And I would definitely say true to size. This one is not super relaxed fit or oversized. I would say it is very true to size. This one is meant to be open. There is no like fastenings or closures here. So if you wanted to like do the classic like mom stereotype where you like wrap it and cross your arms, I think that's more of like an Asian tiger mom stereotype, but you can with that one, but it is meant to lay open, so it's not going to like sit in a way where it's naturally going to overlap. It is going to leave a little bit of that gap, and that is the intended fit for this one. We do have these little pockets on the front. They're not massive, but enough that like if you're just kind of around the house and you needed to put like your phone or something in your pocket, I think it would be there. If you bend over, it might kind of like, but if you're just like walking around quickly, I think this would hold a phone. I do have a big phone though. Well, my phone's getting kind of old. I have an iPhone 11 Pro Max. Like it's probably like 5 years old at this point. So it was the biggest at the time. I think there's bigger ones now, but I do like having a big phone because I find when I have nails, it's hard to like click accurately, so I need a bigger screen, but I don't want like a tablet. Anyways, this has nothing to do with the cardigan. I do love the sleeve length on these. And then, oh, the other thing, I didn't even realize this until I usually, whenever we have little thummy holes on a sleeve, I try to do this in my website photos, but I didn't realize until after we had done the photos that it had these, but it has the little thumb holes. And as someone with long arms, I am happy to report that the sleeves are still long enough that I can do this, and it's not like pulling back and cutting off circulation to my thumb, because that is the most disappointing thing ever as someone with long arms, when I try on a hoodie or a cardigan and realize it has these, but then when I put them on, the sleeves aren't long enough for me to do that, and then it's just like pulling and like making it really uncomfortable and I can't actually use them. These ones are actually long enough, I can use them. I do want to point out that the sleeves on this cardigan are on the narrower side, but they're not tight. I do have bigger upper arms, and you can see like it is like fitted to my arm, but it's not super tight. There is still stretch and things like that. It's not like it's squeezing off the circulation, and I do have very wide shoulders, and I still have enough room in the shoulder. Like the shoulder line is down here. It's not quite a drop shoulder, but it is a wide enough shoulder that if you have larger upper arms like I do, you will be okay in this sweater because it's not stretched at all on me. It's my arms are kind of like the width of the sweater, but there is still a lot of stretch. So even if my arms were a little bit bigger than my upper arms are, I do have the bat wings, as I've heard them called. They're not stretched at all and they don't feel tight. So I know that's something that a lot of women who wear, you know, sizes 2X and 3X are something that they're worried about, is when things are tight in the arms, and that drives me absolutely nuts also. So I wanted to make that out just because they do look like narrower sleeves. I want to make sure everyone's like reassured that they are not. They are still very comfortable sleeves. You will be just fine. I'm just gonna double check. I don't think I missed any comments. I did not. Perfect. All right, so again, this is the Shirley Lily cardigan in pink. This one's gonna be retailing for $59, sizes small to 3X, and it is true to size for all of us for this one. And then I will take off the cardigan because I've got the Amelia tank in heather gray underneath. I'm pretty sure this is probably just gonna stay with me. Or, oh no, I think I have one more top, maybe, unless that's next week. I'll figure it out, but you might be seeing this Amelia tank for the rest of the live. We don't have a ton more stuff to go. This is a little bit of a lighter live, but I do have some stuff that I can sneaky peeky. I don't know when it launches, but Christine is like, you can sneak more stuff if you want. If there's anything that particularly speaks to you, like, go for it. I'm like, great. I love a good sneak peek. Anyways, let's go with this one, which is not a sneak peek. I've been wearing it pretty much this whole time. This is the Amelia tank in heather gray. This one's gonna be retailing for $33, sizes small through 3X. We all wear our typical sizes in this one. So Christine in the small, Carrie in the medium, Melissa wears the 1X, and I am in the 3X. The Amelia tank is no stranger to LLB, and if you have been following us for a long time, there's a good chance that you've seen this before and may or may not have picked one up for yourself, but I feel like I know a lot of people who shop with us who have one or two of these floating around. Ironically enough, I actually, fun fact, what I wore here today just so happens to be the Amelia tank in eggplant. That's what I just happened to be wearing when I came here today, and a pair of Dex cargos. It's one of those days where more often than not when I come in here, I'm like, I'll look down at my outfit, because of course, like, once I'm done here, those who watch me a lot know that my office job is literally like around the block from LLB, so I just go back to my normal day job after I finish my live, and like 9 times out of 10, my entire wardrobe is probably from LLB, especially if it's jeans. I don't buy jeans anywhere else, and then especially like top basics and things like that. Cardigans are a bit of a hit because I really like anime themed cardigans, and we do not carry those here. That's a little bit too niche, but other than that, like, the majority of my clothes are from here. So I think it's really funny that I have an Amelia tank and that I just happen to wear a different Amelia tank here today as like my actual personal outfit. But anyways, I wear my usual 3X in these. Clearly I really like the fit if I have purchased it for myself in purple, no less. I'm sure that shocks nobody. My favorite part about the Amelia tanks and why I wear them to work very frequently is that my work, the dress policy isn't like super strict, but essentially it's like you can show your arms but no spaghetti straps, no bra straps, and so for a lot of the tanks I really like spaghetti styles. My favorite are the I forget what they were called now. They were the baby doll tanks from Mito Shop, and they had the baby doll and then they went all the way down, and the chill baby doll tanks, those are my favorite, but they're spaghetti straps, so I can't wear that to work unless I wear a cardigan, and because I get so hot easily, I'm not comfortable wearing with spaghetti straps even if I have a cardigan, because if I get hot, I can't take the cardigan off because then I'm gonna have like too much showing. So the Amelia tanks are perfect because they've got these really nice wide shoulder straps, so they're gonna hide any bra, anything like that. This I can wear to work absolutely no problem and not be worried about showing too much. But I like that it's not like matronly, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't look like a bulky like muscle tank. Like it's still a really nice feminine cut with the nice rounded neckline. And then it is like not tighter in the bust, but it's fitted kind of right up to the bust, and then it flows out in this really gorgeous A-line shape. It just flows over all the curves and everything, but it's not like oversized and baggy. It's just flowy and gentle and really, really gorgeous. It's like gives the same effect as a baby doll without having the harshness of an elastic around the waist, but the way that it's fitted in the bust, it still kind of gives that same vibe, which I absolutely adore. And then we can see that in the back too. We can see it's a little bit more fitted kind of up where my bra is, and then kind of from that under bust area, it just kind of flows out and creates this really nice flattering A-line. So considering it's just a basic tank, I adore her and have it in multiple colors and really recommend it. Yeah, so again, this is the Amelia tank in Heather Gray, $33 for this one, sizes small to 3X, and we all wear our typical sizes for this one. Okay, so that is everything for the Thursday daily drop. So that was the Shirley Lily cardigan in pink, and then the Amelia tank. I'm gonna check the Thursday evening. There is no launch, so we're moving on to Friday the 24th. Perfect. Okay, so I have a, no, I don't think I do. Okay, so I've been wearing these jeans the whole time because these are the only jeans available in Plus. So there is a pair of Risen jeans that are gonna be launching on Friday, but unfortunately these ones only come in the numbered sizes 1 through 15. They do not come in the Plus letter sizes. Actually, I don't think, now that I'm looking at it, there is nothing on Friday during the daily drop that is gonna work for Plus. But I'm pretty sure there are a couple of other pieces. Maybe it's Saturday. Let me double check. The 25th. Did I put 2024? Either that or I have stuff on my rack that's actually for next week and I just thought it was this week, but that is very possible. 01, 24, 25. Okay. There was one more cardigan I thought for sure would be launching. 4th, 25, 25. Okay, well, since I've mentioned it, we have a cardigan coming out. I'm assuming it must be, because it was on my rack for photos. I thought for sure it was gonna be this week, but I don't see it on there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show it off as a sneak peek because it is adorable. Oh my God. So this one is also from Shirley & Stone. This is the Shirley Heart cardigan. Adorable. And I'm wearing the size 3X. I'm gonna see if I can find this one in the iPad so that I can figure out when it's launching, because I thought for sure it would be this week. Okay, so this is the Shirley Heart cardigan. I don't know how much this one's retailing for yet. Do we have tags? Okay, so this one's coming on the 27th, which is Sunday? Monday, next Monday, I think. Okay, so this one is coming next week. I don't have the pricing for this one yet, but this one is going to be coming sizes small through 3X, and I'm assuming it'll be the same size run as the Shirley, the Lily cardigan, which was small through 3X with an extra large going to a 2X. Can't confirm because I don't have all the details yet, but that is my assumption. This one, I want to point out, this one is actually a little bit tight in the arms. It is a drop shoulder, but I do find that this seam on this one is a little bit restrictive. For me, it's kind of like my arm is like kind of at the limit. If your arms are bigger than mine, upper arm wise in a 3X, I do think that you might be a little bit snug in this area. If you have arms that are smaller than mine, just something to be aware of. If you also have like really like toned arms, like biceps, like I know, I'm not sure if Amanda's watching today, but I mean, she's just got like the most amazing like She works out, she goes to the gym, she knows what's up. She's got some, like, when she flexes, she's got some amazing biceps. Like, she's got the boulder shoulders. She's fantastic. Amanda's one of our regulars in the Insiders group, and she is such a delight. If you've ever interacted with her, she is so nice. But yeah, for her, I mean, I'm not sure because I don't have that body type, but like if you're flexing, you might find some issues with this seam. But other than that, everything fits really nicely. I would say this one's a little bit more like relaxed fit than the Lily cardigan, but not by much. I would still say this one is very true to size. Honestly, if this one came in a 4X, I know sometimes Shirley does. I don't believe this piece is one of them, but I'm not 100% sure. I would consider sizing up to the 4X just to get a little bit more slouchiness in the arms, because I am wearing this with a tank top. If I were to style this with a t-shirt, I might have some issues just because of how restrictive this seam here is. I think I would only wear this with sleeveless tops. So I would consider sizing up for the arm width if that is something that's an issue for you. But for myself, if I were wearing it with tanks like this, I am good to go. And it is just so cute. These hearts like actually stick up. Like they're not just on the fabric, like they're like knitted. They're almost like tufted. And it's so friggin' cute. Oh, Amanda, I'm so glad. But yeah, if your amazing biceps might have some issues in here, that's why I bring it up. But like, you are such a delight. I'm so glad you were listening to hear that. Yeah, and that's what I was just saying, Linda, is that down here, there's enough stretch and everything. I don't find it's tight in the lower arm. I find specifically it's like, and even in this area in the shoulders, I don't find it tight. It is specifically where the seam of where the sleeve joins on is tight. And just because you don't get that same stretch with where the seam allowance is, but everywhere else it is slimmer arms, but there is enough stretch in the actual knit itself. It's fine. It is just specifically that seam. But like I said, like I would consider, if you are worried about tightness in this upper arm area, especially where that seam is, I would suggest sizing up. And because it is a little bit more relaxed, but it's not super oversized, I think that if you did size up for arm, you would it wouldn't look like it's too big. It wouldn't look like it's too big on you everywhere else. It would still just give that really fun, flowy, relaxed vibe. And I mean, the felted hearts are so cute that I think they would be worth it. I just can't get over like how cute they are with the tufting. So that is Sneaky Peeky. Like I said, I checked in the iPad and I believe this one is on the 27th, which I think is Monday. So keep your eyes out for this one. I don't have the pricing for it, but by then I'm sure we will have it figured out kind of before then, but this one is adorable. And then while we are on the Shirley train, I did want to sneak peek. This one is also going to be coming soon. I don't know the exact date, but we do have another colorway coming in the, sorry, I have the arms like turned inside out. I'm the worst for doing that. Like when I try it on for photos and then take it off, I just leave the arm. I do this with my own clothes too when I hang them up again. I leave the sleeves inside out, but we do have another color coming in the Lily cardigan as well. So the pink one is launching this week, and then this color is teal, which yes it is. So this one is going to be launching soon. I'm assuming sometime next week, but I'm not 100% sure. So I just wanted to give a little pop of color for you guys to know that it's coming soon. I'm obsessed with this one. I'm just debating. I think there might still, I haven't checked yet today, but the one that launched last week, the sweater with like the puff sleeves, I was pretty sure I was going to get that to be my like Valentine's Day outfit, but now that I know this exists, I'm like, do I hold off on the heart sweater, or do I just get this one and wait, or do I get the heart one because it might not be available by the time this one comes out? I don't know. I need to figure it out. But anyways, those are my little sneaky peekies. Oh no, I lied. I have one more that I just have to show. I'm pretty sure these are probably going to launch on Monday too with the heart cardigan. So we have these super cute shorts. I made Carrie laugh this morning when I came in. I'm like, oh my God, shorts. I'm very glad that I shaved my legs last night because I actually had to take a photo in shorts, even though it's January. But these shorts have this really gorgeous red contrast stitching, which I think is beautiful. But then they have the heart pockets. We had the jeans with the heart pockets launch in that red denim. I think it was Christmas time. And so we have the heart pockets on these dark denim shorts with the red contrast, and they are full functioning pockets with the adorable heart on the bum. So cute. So I'm 99% sure that these are going to be launching on Monday with the heart cardigan And if not, they should, because that just makes sense as an adorable little outfit. If I do say so myself. A knit sweater in medium large. No, I don't have anything on my rec that was a knit sweater in medium large. No, I do not. I did not, and I don't have that on my rack or anything. If you message customer service, and if you can find like which specific one it is, I might be able to just like pop in, because I am going to be here again next week doing more photos. So if it's still available, then I could probably try it on next week, and you would just take a selfie and send it to you in the insiders group, Jessica. Because no, I have not tried on anything that wasn't like plus size. So that would be my recommendation. Okay, that is everything for me today. I don't know why I picked up the iPad. It's not even on like a page with clothes on it right now because that was the end of the week. But anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me. It was a little bit of a shorter one today, but now that we're in the changing the seasons and we're starting to get our spring stuff, we're going to start getting more cute like spring stuff, and we're going to start getting in more plus size stuff. Hopefully that is the plan. So my life should get a little bit more populated. A sweater that looks like a birthday cake. I'm gonna say no because I'm not even sure which one that is. I definitely would have recognized it if it was on my rack. So I don't believe that was. Do you remember what day it's launching? Because yeah, I haven't seen anything like that on my rack. 25, no. 24. Was it the Think Twice speckled sweater? It looks like confetti, so I'm assuming that's the one that you mean. It launched this week, but you don't know which day. I think Friday. Yeah, because I have one that is launching. I think this is Friday. The Think Twice speckled sweater. And just based on the way that it fits on Melissa in the medium large, I'll go see if I can track one down just based off how cropped it is on Melissa and like how it fits around the shoulders. I don't think it'll work for me, but I'll see if I can track one down just quickly while I'm here. The black floral top, do you think the sleeves are too bulky to wear under a cardigan? That is a great question. I would say depending on the cardigan, maybe like something like this where it is like narrower in the sleeves, I would say yes, it would be too much. And then for the jean jacket, same thing. Like if it is like tighter fitting, if it is like a Risen jean jacket or like a Judy Blue jean jacket, I think you would be okay. I think that is a fantastic question. I'll just quickly grab that top too, actually, just to kind of show, because there is quite a bit of fabric because it's like 2 layers of sleeve, which is part of the reason it's so beautiful is that it has 2 layers of the sleeve and it kind of goes even like under there. I think that was helpful to see. I hope that was helpful to see. So I do think that if it is like a slimmer sleeved cardigan like this or like the Lily ones from Shirley, I do think that it would kind of bunch up there weird. But I think with a jean jacket, as long as it's not like super tight, I think you'd be okay. And with a more relaxed cardigan, I think you'd be okay because even though there is a lot of fabric, it's still quite light and it's quite like relaxed and forgiving. But I do, yeah, in a like a blazer or something that does have tighter arms, I do think it might get a little bit bulky. Totally valid question, Lindsay. That's a great question. If you guys give me 2 seconds, I'll see if I can find that cake sweater. Give me a minute. Okay, I found the medium large. I swiped it off the Monday Night Live rack. Let us just find out real quick. We lucked out because a lot of the times for the Monday Night Live, like it's only in Christine and Carrie sizes, and because they both wear the small medium, I'm pretty sure for that one, a lot of the times they won't even have the medium large on their rack, but for some reason, it was, and I'm not complaining, so I will try it. The brand on this one is Be Cool, and I think I have worn stuff from Be Cool before, so like it might. Okay, it does fit actually. So the biggest thing for me being a 3X and then also being very tall is that the sleeves are very short on me. This is not even me like pulling them up. This is just where they sit naturally on me. But in terms of the body, I definitely still have enough room because it has, again, my beloved dropped shoulder. You can't really, like, there's no like harsh line where the shoulder starts, so it doesn't pull in the shoulders or anything like that. I still have room in the upper body. It's kind of giving me like dolman vibes a little bit just because of the way that the sleeves are fitting on me and then kind of making that bowed shape that way. And it is definitely a little bit more cropped on me, but still very, very wearable. Is this by chance the sweater you were talking about, Jessica? Because that's, I really hope so, because that would be great if you and Linda were talking about the same one. Try to spot in the midnight light. So yeah, I'll double check which one this is. This is the Think Twice knit speckled sweater in mauve. So this one launches on the 24th, which is Friday. Yes, you were correct, Linda. And this one's gonna be retailing for $77. So yes, I can wear the medium large. It is definitely more of a like cropped vibe. The sleeves are very short on me. I think even if they made a plus size, just because of the way this sweater is, I think the sleeves would be short on me because I have long arms. But in terms of the body fitting and stuff, it absolutely works. And Linda, birthday cake was the perfect way to describe this one because this absolutely looks like confetti sprinkles, 100%. Right, Georgia? This one is gorgeous. I love this. Okay, if it's 3/4 sleeves, that makes sense that they would be like even a little less than that on me. Thank you, Carolyn. That is very helpful. Thank you for requesting me to try this because yeah, I just assumed based off the way it looked on Melissa that it wouldn't fit, but that's the joy of actually trying things on sometimes, is that you can surprise even yourself. Like, I'm pretty good. I can hold up a hanger because I try on so many clothes here. I can kind of like eyeball it and be like, I don't think that's gonna fit, but no, this one definitely works for me. Thank you for requesting it because it is friggin' adorable. So again, this one's Friday and it is $77. Okay, perfect. All right, with that, I will now I tried to do my outro and then I got a couple of really good questions. I'm glad I caught them before I left. So with that, once again, my name is Michelle. I am the 3X model here at Lavender and Lace Boutique. I typically wear a size 3X top and bottom, though I am currently wearing a size medium large sweater, but that's just how clothes work sometimes. I typically wear a 18 to 20W in Judy Blues. I'm numerically a 20 to 22 in other things, and I go live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time to try on all of the plus size and plus size adjacent clothes that are going to be launching at LLB for the week. So if that is something that you want to check out, you can find me where you found me today here on Facebook and Instagram, 11 a.m. on Tuesdays, and I will be here. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Have a great rest of your week. Hopefully it is warming up wherever you are. I think it's been pretty cold everywhere in the province. We're lucky now in Alberta, or just in Canada, I think it's been cold generally. We're lucky in Alberta that it has been Chinooking today, so it is much warmer, a little windy, still warm. So hopefully the warmth is making its way to everyone else too, and I will see everyone next week. Bye.